What's going on, everyone? I'm back on the camera, baby. I'm back in action. Yeah, that's right. We got some stuff to talk about when it comes to PSSR 2, which I know needs to be talked about, and that's what Detective Seed said here and what Porter Rock said here. And it involves Crimson Desert, which comes out in 4 days, midnight release if you're doing that. Guys, the footage that we've been seeing, talking about 4K 60 with ray tracing and all that, was with PSSR 1. That's what this topic is going to be about. How the PS5 Pro is already, since things are now where they need to be, in its own league away from Xbox Series X. They can no longer come close to competing with the PlayStation 5 Pro anymore. Detective Seeds and Porter got something to say here. Look, Detective C says, I watched Digital Foundry's Crimson Desert video again. If you guys haven't seen it, see it. It's getting 4K 60 frames with ray tracing with PSSR 1. And I think it is important to point this out. Keyword here, guys. On PS5 Pro, when optimized mode and VRR is turned on, the game holds at or above 60 frames per second. Hear this out. This is before, keyword here, guys. This is before PSSR 2. You see this? This is before PSSR 2 is used. So we're already seeing a difference. And let's pull it up. Boys, we ready? Ray tracing high, PS5 Pro. Upscaled 4K from 1080p, upgraded PSSR is what they're going to be telling you. Yeah, that's what's going to be happening when that happens. So the footage you've been seeing has not been that footage. If you thought that looked impressive, it was just the PSSR footage. The upgraded PSSR footage is going to have ray tracing high on it. You say this is before PSSR 2 is used. If we refer to console spec sheet, the base PlayStation 5 will also have optimized VRR. So we need to make sure that we tell the whole story here on performance and what modes to use. I do hope they show us base console gameplay footage for each platform before launch to help others. But we need to ask for that on all games now, and not just Crimson Desert. I agree with what he's saying, so that we can get the full comparisons and the full science, and everybody gets it down with the facts, and then there's no like making up stuff. It's like, no, we're looking at straight facts here. He says right here, Will J. Powers did say we could see more to make a decision. I have personally seen enough for where I play, but I understand if others need more. As you see here, optimized mode with VRR, it was getting 71 frames per second on the PS5 Pro with ray tracing on. This is what I was trying to tell people. You remember I had that video last night where they were saying whether it can boost frames or not more? It's like, that depends on if it's CPU bound or not. We got our answer there. It's at 71 frames. We've seen other games get 80 frames before too, before PSSR 2 was even thought about. But obviously if they're CPU bottleneck, there could be more of a problem. Now going over to Porter Rock's post, he says Digital Foundry reports Crimson Desert performance analysis and PS5 Pro runs very well despite not even using PSSR 2. It's using PSSR 1. That's really impressive, and when PSSR 2 gets implemented, we will see even better results. Digital Foundry, Crimson Desert on console, an extended look at the near final game running on PS5 Pro covering all graphics modes, and one of my favorite video entries I've seen from your channel. The PS5 Pro will offer a better overall experience than the majority of players on Steam will have based on February hardware survey. If you think about the specs that people have on Steam, he's 100% correct. You see what I mean? And guys, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about, the value that you're getting for $750, unless you got it on sale, you know what I mean? But even then, like, what is a Steam machine going to be? It's going to be around that value. And the Series X is now getting smoked. That's in addition to the exclusives coming out this year, including GTA 6, meaning it's not coming to PC. No driver issues, no shader issues, just install and play. And a lot of people do want that. Even on PC, you want that. Even if you're doing everything, it's like, oh, come on, man, nobody wants to deal with that. Dips below 40 frames isn't really well. I'm sorry, just the facts. So the spec sheets we saw was PSSR 1. No, that was PSSR 2, and it says upgraded PSSR. That's actually coming. Getting back to over here, though. So, guys, we get the idea here. This footage that you're seeing right here is the PS5 Pro footage for PSSR 1. We saw how good Ghost of Yote looked with that, right? This gives you the idea of how much better it's going to look. And you guys know I'm keeping that hype going. Don't be hating down here. This guy says, thank God I'm playing this on PC so I don't have to. So we need to make sure that we tell the whole story here on performance and modes to use. Still picking and choosing modes. But once again, what does it matter if you're getting 4K 60 frames per second and ray tracing at high? Everybody's just going to go click on that if you got a Pro. So the idea of picking and choosing, it's fixed. It's going to work well for everybody. And what's the problem here? You're trying to make it seem like that PC has some sort of advantage. But really, at the end of the day, once you get to that point, dude, nobody cares. I'm just saying. So that's not going to work when you get what everybody wants, your 60 frames and all that. He says people are going to be okay with 30 frames per second in GTA 6, but they're going to drag this game for not holding 60. Consoles have never been consistently 60 frames machines in single-player games in previous gens. So why is this one game being held to a higher standard than GTA? That's not the point here. The point here is that they optimize the game and they're not screwing you over. This whole generation, Unreal Engine 5 has been pathetic. Whereas the PS5 Pro, PSSR 2 is doing things that we really want. And Ghost of Yotei, like I said, tells you everything. Name me some games that look better than Ghost of Yotei. You're not going to find too many. It blows everything out of the water and you're still getting 60 frames, native 1800p, and ray tracing. Crimson Desert's doing the same thing. Do you know how good Crimson Desert looks? Look at these specs right here. It tells you balance. See, they'll talk about 40 and balance. 48 with VRR quality, 4K 30, ray tracing ultra. Do you know how crazy it is to put that on a console right now, ray tracing ultra? That's stuff you need a high-end PC for. I don't think these people are really getting a point here. PlayStation 5 Pro right here, performance. Upscaled 4K from 1080p, upgraded PSSR, 60 frames per second VSync. It's staying 60. 60 plus frames per second VRR with ray tracing high. Dude, I'm telling you, this is one of the newest games coming around the corner that looks incredible, and the open world is absolutely mind-blowing. I don't understand why people are still coming on with that mentality, like this guy down here talking about, thank God I'm playing this on PC. What are you talking about, bro? What type of PC do you need to run this on ray tracing ultra then, since you're going to be running higher on PlayStation and get upscaled 4K 60? Let me know. You know what I mean? We're going to be going in 1,000 something range, aren't we, guys? I think this PC market today getting 32 gigs of RAM, doing all that and saying, oh yeah, I'm getting ready to do this. You better have that 4K monitor. How much is a 4K monitor? You better have a VRR aspect on there, all that. So you know how much money you're going to be having to spend to do that? What type of NVIDIA card do you need to be able to run those type of settings? This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you want to do comparisons and talk about that, let's do it right now, because this is the present moment where this is being done. All these guys are hating on PSSR. I'm telling you, they're mad because Sony is finding a way to give you better value than what existed in the PC world. And that's not PC gamers' fault. That goes back to NVIDIA. That goes back to this RAM crisis. That goes back to Samsung and what's going on with the monopoly in that world. Microsoft is a part of all this too, and the AI goose chase. In PC markets, they got screwed over because of that. But Sony has offered somebody to be able to get this in the holidays for $650. Dude, the results that you're getting for this, you cannot build a PC to do that. It's not happening, bro. You're going to have to spend a fortune. NVIDIA's pricing people out. RAM is ridiculous. SSD prices are ridiculous. You see what I mean? So GPU prices, they're not going to be going down anytime soon. So, I mean, when you think about this, dude, this is all you got. This is all you got to do right here. Ray tracing high, 4K upscaled, 60 frames per second. Let me know what it takes for a PC to do that with Crimson Desert. Though this game is going to be optimized very well, but I'm telling you, you're going to be spending over $1,000 easily. So we're talking about price point value proposition. I don't understand why this is an argument anymore. It's like, no, dude, it's a problem right now. And I don't want this to be a problem because I want gamers to all be able to get benefits. But they're not getting these benefits. They're getting priced out. You need to think about the people that are coming into the industry now that are growing up, that want to be able to have this experience. You'll be able to get that on the PlayStation 5 cheap. Even the base PS5. You could upscale it. Ray tracing low, who cares? But guess what? You can still get 1080p 60 frames per second for like 400 and something bucks. At the end of the day, I'm just saying, it's really about people being able to get in there, get the 60 and get that experience. Everything after that, you're just trying to gloss and, hey, that's all I have to say. So I want you guys to let me know what you think about that this is able to do and perform that well on the video footage that Digital Foundry showed here, optimized mode. And then when PSSR 2 comes out, it's going to be even better. And we're not going to see any dips. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think as usual. Play on whatever platform you want to play on, but give PlayStation its credit. They made a turnaround. You saw when they weren't what I did. I'm being more honest here as a gamer. I've always supported all platforms. Later.